this is the last part, means sixth part of chapter 1, which is uniform circular motion. Today's date is 23/4/2020. After this last part, now be ready for solving the numericals. I will solve the numericals on the blackboard, you will see, and I will clarify and explain them. So be very attentive when I am solving the numerical. And before numericals, you should read all the 6 parts carefully. Now I start. This is the first part, A, and it is circular motion and its kinds. See, already I have told you that when you apply proper amount of force, the body used to change its place, it comes in motion. There are several kinds of motion, and circular motion is one of its type. How you can define circular motion? When a body moves along a circular path about its center, when a body is moving on a circle about its center, every circle has got the center, then it is called circular motion. It can be also told in another way, that when a body is moving on a curve such that at every time its distance from a fixed point always remain constant, then it is also called circular motion. That distance is called radius. But this is a simple definition. Now there are 2 kinds of circular motion. Uniform circular motion, in short it is called UCM, uniform circular motion, and non-uniform circular motion. Now the B part, uniform circular motion, UCM, and its properties. This is a simple diagram which I have drawn. It is a simple circle. This is O is the center, and the body starts from A, then it comes at B, then it comes at C, then it comes at D. And the body starts its motion from A. It is moving in this direction, that is anti-clockwise direction. And you are seeing, when the body is moving from A to B, it covers distance S and the time is T. When it moves from B to C, again it covers distance S and time T. When it moves from C to D, again it covers the distance S and the time T. But see the direction of motion. Direction of motion is represented by a straight line. At A, you have to draw a tangent to represent that direction. At B, this is the direction. At C, this is the direction. Directions are different, but the distances between A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A, these distances and the time are same. So now you can define UCM. When a body moves along a circular path such that it covers equal arcs in equal intervals of time, then the body is doing uniform circular motion. So, in UCM, the speed as well as speed changes, speed remain constant. Speed remain constant. Because what is the definition of the speed? Distance divided by time. Always the distance from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A, these distances and the time are same. So the speed remain constant, but the velocity changes. Why the velocity changes? Because every time the direction of motion at A, B, C, D, they are represented by tangents, and tangents are pointing in different directions. So the velocity changes. Then the C part begins, which is non-uniform circular motion. When a body does circular motion in such a way, non-uniform circular motion is also circular motion, but when the body is moving on a circular path such that both speed and velocity both are changing, that means it is covering unequal distances either in equal intervals of time or in equal intervals of time. So that is called non-uniform circular motion. It is covering unequal arcs in equal time intervals or unequal time. So in non-uniform circular motion, speed as well as velocity are variable. Then the D part. It is centripetal force and centripetal acceleration. Every motion, every kind of motion, it occurs due to the application of proper and adequate amount of force. So, the UCM, uniform circular motion, it is also a circular motion happening on a circle. So, for this, the force is also needed. That force responsible for UCM is called uniform circular motion. Uniform centripetal force. See, again I am repeating, every kind of motion occurs due to the application of proper amount of force. So for UCM, the force is also needed, and that force is called centripetal force. So centripetal force is the force responsible for doing UCM. And what is its direction? Its direction is always towards the center, because the body is moving along with respect to the center on circular path. Now the D part is continued here. I have drawn a diagram. The body starts from A, then it comes at B, C, D, and at A the force is towards the center. Force is F. At B, force is towards the center. And what is A? A is centripetal acceleration. Now in UCM, the velocity, which is the property of UCM, the velocity is changing. And whenever the velocity is changing with time, the motion is accelerated. So UCM is an accelerated motion in which the velocity is changing. So there is an acceleration in UCM. So an acceleration also acts in UCM, and its direction is also towards the center, which is called centripetal acceleration. So the direction of centripetal force and centripetal acceleration means F and A both are towards the center. They are drawn here in the diagram. Now the E part, that is the last part, centrifugal force. See, this kind of force is a fictitious force, unreal force, but it is experienced by a body which is performing UCM. When you have tied a stone by a string and you are hurling it, the stone will move in a circular path and you will experience a tension, that is called a tension force. The tension force can be regarded as centripetal force. But when you leave it, that stone will fly away from the center of that circular path. Why it is flying away? It is due to the centrifugal force. So you cannot consider it the reaction of centripetal force, because action and reaction force are the properties of Newton's third law which act on different bodies. But here, both the force, one is the fictitious force, another is the real force, centripetal force, they are acting on the same body. So they are not action and reaction force. But its direction is always opposite to centripetal force, away from the center. Now, as I have told you, next day, prepare yourself for solving the numericals along with me, so that you will get an idea how to solve the ICSE board styled numericals in the pattern in which the board demands, in very short, according to the magnitude of number provided. Okay, thanks a lot. Go through this video and subscribe. कितनी 10 मिनट